I'm just happy that in the near future you can still go eat at Subways. Even on the moon.
We're doing big things up here, real big.
What did he find out there in the abyss?
Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage and science fiction movies like Ad Astra are totally up my alley. Movies like 2001: A Space Odyssey, Arrival or Moon. James Gray's Ad Astra, which is Latin for To the Stars, takes us to the near future. A future in which mankind continue to push the boundaries, continue to look further into the vast space, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations. Well, so far they haven't found new life, but it is indeed a major aspect of the story. Many years ago there was a mission to Neptune, the furthest mankind has ever pushed into space, to look if we can find intelligent life anywhere in the galaxy. That mission was handled by Tommy Lee Jones's character Clifford McBride, whose determination with that idea, or obsession if you want, always drove him forward and further away from where he came from. The Neptune mission was assumed to be a failure and McBride assumingly dead. But at the beginning of Ad Astra, his son Roy, played by Brad Pitt, finds out that that might not be the case at all. He is sent to find him because the survival of basically the entire solar system depends on it. So the stakes are pretty high, but Ad Astra is much more focused on the inner mechanisms of its protagonist. In a way that very often reminds of the storytelling approach of Terrence Malick. We listen to Roy's inner monologues while his journey and the movie as a whole is passing by like a never-ending stream of images, sounds and music. The protagonist narrating his thoughts and feelings from the off is always a tricky affair in movies because it can easily come across as redundant, as if the movie isn't finding better means to tell its story and evoke its intended emotions. And maybe some of Brad Pitt's monologues are quite on the nose, but I couldn't help but really enjoy it a lot in Ad Astra. A big reason for that is surely Brad Pitt's great performance. This man has such a magnetic aura to him, and to follow him on his outer and inner path is so inviting. The film also has this meditative quality to it, and it surely helps that it has no shortage of gorgeous imagery. Ad Astra has a very realistic approach, and the way space travel is depicted seems quite tangible. For me, the movie succeeded at two things at the same time. It felt normal that humanity is at a point where you can travel to the moon rather easily, where there are people who have been born on Mars, and at the same time it still oozes admiration and fascination for all those things. In a similar vein as Kubrick's movie, it's deeply passionate about what it's presenting. And Brad Pitt plays someone who, like his father, has a life-absorbing love for exploring, and that's actually really contagious. At the same time, Roy is someone who's almost incapable of feeling something, to really know what he's feeling and how to address it. His physical journey is also a psychological journey, and Ad Astra is both a science fiction mystery adventure as well as a character drama. And like I said, it really has a nice flow to it. The camera work by the Swiss director of cinematography Hoyte van Hoytema, who also did Interstellar, and the music by the German composer Max Richter create this immersive and contemplative atmosphere that I fell right into. The film has a few impressive action scenes, but they aren't presented in an action movie kind of fashion. It's a bit baffling how many conflicts seem to work out for our protagonist quite easily, and for some reason I don't really mean that in a negative way. The focus of the film doesn't seem to be that much on the actual physical solutions. It's not like The Martian, for example. But I do have to say that there are some elements that are holding it back from being really great, I think. Honestly, after just one viewing, I have a rather hard time really coming to a conclusion just how I feel about it. But I think I can name a few things that I didn't like that much, without saying much about the ending, where it finally goes and how everything dissolves weren't as impactful as I thought it might be after the film's first half. Ad Astra has this Apocalypse Now vibe to it. A man who's on a long journey, contemplating, with all kind of hell going on around him, to find this mystique figure who might have lost his sanity. But in this case it's also about the bond between a parent and its child, a father and his son. But at the very end it wasn't as powerful as it should have been, and it's almost over a bit too quickly and easily. There are also a few things happening in the end, and some before, that were on the edge of being too far-fetched for me. stretching the believability of the science aspect in science fiction. This goes also for some of the behavior of the supporting cast, especially some astronauts Roy's traveling with later on, where I thought people in that line of work would probably act a little bit more careful and rational. And speaking about the supporting cast, most of them have to play rather underwritten, unrewarding parts. Especially the Liv Taylor character felt like she's a mere movie trope and plot device. The wife or girlfriend who grew apart or whom the protagonist grew apart from. The loved one who stays on Earth while he's seeking his lost humanity somewhere out there in space. For a long time it seemed as if Liv Taylor doesn't even have a speaking role. I understand that the focus is on Roy, but I feel that her role in the movie is more important, especially in the very end, than the film is actually giving her credit for, if that makes sense. But still, Ad Astra was a beautiful experience that never lost my interest, and it has the potential to make you think. And even if not, it will make you wonder at the possibilities of our possible future. So in German I'd say, Ad Astra und ein fantastischer Brad Pitt nehmen uns mit auf eine nachdenkliche, meditative Reise zu den Sternen und zum Kern unserer Emotionen. Nicht alles wirkt ganz rund, aber imposant ist der Trip allemal. Und ich glaube, dass die meisten etwas davon mitnehmen werden. I give Ad Astra 7 out of 10. It's more like 7.4, but I don't do that.
I'm ready.
Alright, that's it like always. Comment below and let me know what you think about Ad Astra. You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram and Letterboxd simply at TheJimmyCage. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And make sure you hit that bell for all I have to tell.